Holy shit. Hey people, me and Buster Green here. I have not been having an uneasy week, and a bomb just dropped on me in the form of the trailer for Gundam GQuuuuuX, which I'm assuming is the way it's pronounced. That's the way it's written. Anyway, so let's go over the trailer. There's a handful of supplemental material, which I'm going to go over after the trailer, but let's talk about the trailer first, although the supplemental material is way more juicy. Alright, so let's start off. We got kind of a weak CGI colony here. Strong emphasis on the quality of life in the colony by the female narrator. Since the colony is CG, it simultaneously looks more and less realistic than previous colonies, but the buildings here have some pretty jank geometry, and that's kind of interesting to look at. There's also a strong sense at the start of the trailer that space noids have divided from Earth noids in terms of lifestyle and culture and quality of life. So the main character is Machu. Machu is a cartoony looking girl with red hair who comes from poverty, and she is drawn into the fast-paced world of Mobile Suit Battle gambling called Clan Battle. There's a clan battle in UC Engage, and I'm kind of like connecting those in my mind. Anyway, it looks like this has a similar setup to Evangelion with a trinity of characters. You got your main girl, your other girl, and your mystery boy. And then we can see the enemy Mobile Suit Clan, which looks very much like a Yakuza, which a disheveled office hideaway they're living in. Then we see the leader of the clan, who looks to be an older woman, I guess admitting Machu into the clan and suiting her up with a classic Gundam pilot suit. Now, once again, like G-Witch, we have G-Gundam rules where destroying the head of a mobile suit will get you disqualified. And Machu also has a white haro that has speakers instead of ear flaps. It also wears a hip-hop beanie, and I'm kind of excited that it seems like this is the first Gundam pilot in a while to have a haro that actually matters, and it's not just a cute, useless pet / nostalgia bean. Anyway, the haro calls Machu a Mav in English. I'm not sure what that means, or is it saying like she's a maverick? It's too early to tell on that. Then Mystery Boy Shuji comes back with a boxy hand-like mecha stuck to his head. That's pretty interesting. Then we go straight into a CG battle scene, where the new Gundam is revealed to be fighting in combat, and eagle-eyed veterans will notice that the thing the Gundam is fighting against are the Lala bits from the Mobile Armor Elmith featured at the end of the original Gundam anime, so that's a pretty deep cut there. Blink and you'll miss it. You'll also see there's a sign declaring the name of the clan in the show. The clan is the Pomeranians, like the dogs. And then we get a quick shot of what seems to be a black Saku, except it's got the skinnier leg designs to match the artistic style of the Gundam. So then Shuji and Machu have some intense energy at each other. Maybe they're in love. Maybe they're fighting each other. Is Shuji the bad guy in the first episode that they fight? Who knows? Oh, also, okay, so here's the Japanese title, and the title has pronunciation kanji. And according to the pronunciation kanji here, the title of the show is actually Gundam GQuuuuuX. GQuuuuuX. Really? Like duck quacks? Woohoo? Okay, let's go to the breakdown, because alongside this trailer, there's been a bunch of supplemental material released only in Japan, and that is the juicy stuff. So we have our first ever Studio Khara Sunrise collab. Studio Khara is Hideaki Anno's studio that he made when he left Gainax to do his own thing. And yeah, so they're using the best of the best animation teams from both sides. The production cast here is astronomically huge for an anime. Hideaki Anno is down as the script story writer, but the series composition and individual scripts are being handled by Yoji Enokido. And yes, since Studio Khara is here, I see a lot of veterans on this cast list from the original FLCL, as well as Die Buster, which was always like a stealth FLCL sequel. And yeah, I'm getting confirmation now from Japan that this is definitely GQuuuuuX, quack quack, duck domination ensues. And so speaking of GQuuuuuX, this is apparently also the name of the new Gundam. This thing is the GQuuuuuX. I'm not honestly super loving the design. It's very set up for CG, and it's got a lot of fun design quirks. I can see the overall influence of Die Buster here, but my first impression here is it looks seriously similar to Overman King Gainer from the forgotten anime King Gainer, with its weird armored skeleton wearing a jacket impression. The backpack here is probably the strangest part for me, because the backpack looks like it's just additional arms, or maybe has some secondary function, like maybe it can do like a gun cannon thing. Part of me also wonders if this mobile suit can transform into a car, because I see a lot of things on here that could theoretically work as tires or wheels if they combine together. Now, then we got some more background on the actual setup of the series. So the series follows Amate Yuzurihara, a high school student. When one day she meets a war refugee named Nyan, she is drawn into the illegal mobile suit sport known as the clan battle, and she enters the clan battle under her screen name of Machu. So Machu is not her real name, it's her screen name. But anyway, mobile suit fights are illegal in this universe, and her main opponents will actually be the police, space police. Anyway, so yeah, then we get some character breakdowns. That was Machu. Nyan, all we get about her is that she's a smuggler whose main goal is to survive. And Shuji, also very brief, he is a professional graffiti artist at odds with the police. That sounds like Jet Set Radio to me, but also kind of sounds cool, like they're going for like a counterculture, fuck the police kind of vibe with the show. So yeah, then we get a theatrical release of the first couple episodes that will drop in Japan on January 17th. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll get that in America too. Crunchyroll has been really good lately at facilitating that with us getting like theatrical releases for like Dandadan and some other shows. So I'm kind of hoping this will be a thing and I can actually do it in America. And as always, the HG model kit of the GQuuuuuX is already available for pre-order. It looks pretty based. Also, check this out. It's got a Heat Hawk from Azaku. Very, very interesting. We've never had a Gundam rock a Heat Hawk before. That's pretty wild. All right, so then online, there's been a bunch of hype reactions from like Twitter and the Japanese internet. Everyone's speculating that after the theatrical launch, the show will probably air in like whole on like Japanese TV in the spring, probably spring to summer. Online, there's been some hype reaction to people speculating that the GQuuuuuX will be able to do Evangelion's Code the Beast mode. Also, there's a lot of people hyping up that the bad Yakuza clan is giving off some intense Nadia and the Secret of Blue Water bad guy energy. And the last thing about GQuuuuuX that I think I should mention is that everyone's pointing out that this is now our second Gundam series in a row with a red-haired female protagonist, which has some people online a bit muffled up about that. People are hoping that Machu won't be a lesbian like Soletta was. It also seems like people are like, if they're just going to do Witch from Mercury again, why didn't they just give us season 3 of Witch from Mercury? I don't know. I can see the comparisons they're making because both this show and Witch from Mercury contain like mobile suit gambling battles. I personally don't care that we got another female protagonist, but if the show is straight up a derivation of most of the same concepts of Witch from Mercury, yeah, I would find that annoying on the basis that if they were just going to keep on the same topics, they should have just done another season of G-Witch, since season 2 was a rushed mess as it was. Now, I'm gonna leave off this video by addressing some additional leaks and spoilers. I was gonna full-heartedly dive into these, but apparently these spoilers are so real that in the 24 hours since they leaked, they've been blamed off the internet by Japanese DMCA requests. Not totally wiped out because I saved them, but wiped out enough that I'm gonna say that this information is fragmented and take this with a grain of salt if it turns out to not be true in the final show. So the biggest rumor about GQuuuuuX is that GQuuuuuX takes place in like a post-Mobile Suit Gundam alternate future, alternate universe. Now, we don't have any firm facts confirming that, but if that rumor pans out, it sounds like it would be a very similar setup to afterwar Gundam X. Does everyone remember Gundam X? Wow, I haven't had to talk about Gundam X in like 20 decades. But yeah, here we are. It's a very similar event to what happened with the One Year War, and it seems that similar to the One Year War, there was an Amuro and a Char fighting, but I guess there were different mobile suits involved, and it played out differently, and it seems like overall maybe Zeon won in this universe, so read into that what you will, but the long story short here seems to be that the One Year War happened in this universe, which explains the presence of the Zakus and the Lala bits in the trailer, but then none of the other Gundam sequels did, so there's no Zeta Gundam, there's no Titans. If anything, maybe this show is like an alternate take on Zeta, or just like an alternate take on the aftermath of the One Year War, where somehow even though Space won the war, they didn't get any happier. So the other big rumor here is that there's going to be a design here that looks like a Gundam combined with an EVA in the show, like a 50-50 fusion of what a Gundam and an EVA put together would look like. I can't confirm that, but almost everyone is expecting that to be in the show, so just wait and see what we get. And that's about it as far as things currently stand. I guess I'll have more to talk about when the first episode eventually comes out. And I'm betting if any of these rumors I just talked about are real, we'll find out about them immediately. I feel like the first episode will confirm them. So that's a January problem. All right, that's everything I know about right now with GQuuuuuuX. So, quack, quack. Good night.